The Shore and Partners Paddle of Oz is my circumnavigation of Australia. I basically took off from Mermaid Beach on the Gold Coast last December, and I did a big clockwise loop around Australia, which was 12,700 K. I was as much as 500 kilometres out at sea at some times. I was out at sea for weeks at a time, and I paddled my ocean ski, which weighs about 9 kilos, and I got back 8 months later, so I managed to get the world record. Went to Broad Beach Library and I found a book. It had a black cover and had a woman with crossed paddles on the front. It was called Fearless. I read it and it was about Freya Hofmeister, and it was about her circumnavigation of Australia, and I could not get the idea out of my head after I was so inspired. But for 6 months, I went back and forth and said, this is silly, it's expensive, it's dangerous. She was telling stories about crocodiles and sharks falling for her for 100 kilometres. And I thought of every reason why not to do it, but I just could not. I did not want to get to be an 80-year-old woman and regret not having done it. And that thought crossed my mind. It was incredible to feel like I could be a part of raising the bar. And so whether that was a male or female that had that overall record, what appealed to me in both of them was this was the overall record. This was the fastest anyone had circumnavigated Australia, the furthest anyone had gone in 24 hours. And from a young age, I've been fascinated in humans pushing the limits. And I believe that when someone has a breakthrough and sets a new standard, it opens that door for others. It was about 5 days in, I was around Coffs Harbour. My body was in so much pain, it felt like my back was breaking. And I had a moment and I was like, I'm not going to make it. This is just physically, I think my body's going to break down. I thought, just get to 1 month. And I thought, if you can get to 1 month, you're further down the coast, you've got all these people invested, you owe it to them to do 1 month. And I got to a month. And it became, for me, about getting to each month. And by the 3rd month, I'd lost that weight. I was so conditioned to being on the ski, and all of the hard work I'd put in made it easier moving forward. It was like I earned that conditioning. If you can keep your mind in a positive state and tell yourself the pain is a positive thing, it's your friend, because others aren't willing to go there. So if you go where others aren't willing, that's going to be the difference. You can do anything. I could not have asked for a better group of people to follow me around Australia through the absolute hardest times. Not once did they ever mention quitting, but they just believed in the project and believed in me. And I don't even think they saw it as a male-female thing. It was like, this is the project, this is the person who has to get on the ski for 100K every day. And they saw me for my ability and who I was as a person, and gender didn't come into it, which was awesome.